Screen is visible, students? Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think we have completed half of the fifth problem. We will finish it off today and we will move on to the next problem. You just go through it. Okay, whatever the problem which is solved, after that you just glance it. Okay. This fifth problem only you are solving, right? You are solving this fifth problem. You just go through it. A pre-stressed concrete beam of span 10 meter of rectangular section 120 mm wide and 300 mm deep is axially pre-stressed by a cable carrying an effective force of 180 kilonewton. Okay, it is a straight cable and the cross section of the beam is given, and it is axially pre-stressed by a pre-stressing force of 180 kilonewton. The beam supports a total uniformly distributed load of 5 kilonewton per meter, which includes the self weight of the member. Including the self weight, the total load which is acting on the beam is 5 kilonewton per meter. The question is to compare the magnitude of principal tension developed in the beam with and without the axial pre-stress. Okay, here what we have to do is we have to find what is the magnitude of the principal tension with pre-stress. Then you also find magnitude of the principal tension without pre-stress. Then we can make a comparison. Okay, we can make a comparison. We can find what is the percentage increase or decrease in the principal tension developed in the section. Okay. For that case 1, I think we have solved. No, half of it is completed. Case 1, what we have taken is principal tension with axial pre-stress we considered. Okay, principal tension with axial pre-stress considered. For that the formula is written. Okay, Fx is determined, Fy is also determined, and shear force also determined. Vu, then what else is required? Vu determined, you need to find tau v. Okay, tau v you find it, substitute everything and find it. Before that you find first moment of area, Ay bar you find it. Write the cross section and find the first moment of area, Ay bar you find it. Okay. Find the Ay bar, write the cross section all of you. Write the cross section and find Ay bar. Anyone got the answer? I'll solve. Okay, draw the neutral axis. Now you can find Ay bar, first moment of area about the neutral axis. So width of the beam is given and depth of the beam is given. Width and depth are how much? 120 by 300. 120 by 300 is the dimensions. 120 by 300. Then you find AY bar now. AY bar is equal to area is 120 by 150. 120 by 150 into Y bar will be 150 divided by 2, right? Three, 150 divided by 2 means 75 it will come into 75. 150 divided by 2. Okay. How much will get? Tell me the answer, students. Answer, students. Am I audible? What is the answer? Tell me.
(1.35 into 10 to the power 6, sir.
Yes, 1.35 into 10 power 6 into 10 power 6 mm cube. Okay. Now you got VU, you got AY bar, moment of inertia is known, width of the beam is known. Substitute and get the value of shear stress tau V. Tau V is equal to, therefore, tau V is equal to VU into AY bar. VU is 25 to 10 power 3. 25 into 10 power 3 into AY bar is 1.35 into 10 power 6 divided by IB. Moment of inertia, I think it is not determined. No, you find it, no problem. Moment of inertia I is equal to BD cube by 12, 120 into 300 cube divided by 12. What is the moment of inertia value? Please operate the calculator. Don't simply listen. All of you write the things.
(270 into 10 power 6).
Yes, 270 into 10 power 6 mm4. Therefore, I is 270 into 10 power 6 into B is 120. What is the value? Shear stress value?
It's 1.04.
It's 1.04 Newton per mm square. Okay. I think all the required parameters are known. Okay, so just substitute and get the principal tension value, sigma max. Therefore sigma max is equal to Fx plus Fy whole divided by 2. Fx value is how much? It is 5. Fy is 0. 5 plus 0 divided by 2 plus or minus 5 plus 0 divided by 2 plus half of root Fx minus Fy whole square plus 4 tau v square. Fx is 5 minus 0 whole square plus 4 into 1.04 square. Okay. How much will get?
5.2.
Yes, 5.21 Newton per mm square. Plus sign means compression. Okay. Then sigma minimum also you find. Sigma minimum is equal to 5 plus 0 divided by 2 minus half of root 5 minus 0 whole square plus 4 into 1.04 square. How much?
Minus 0.8.
Minus 0.8.
20.
20, correct. Minus 0.20 Newton per mm square. Okay. So this is tension, principal tension it is, right? In the problem it is asked to find principal tension only. Now we identified the value of principal tension, that is minus 0.20 Newton per mm square with axial pressures. Similarly, we have to find principal tension without axial pressures, that is case 2. Okay, that is case 2. Now write case 2. Case 2, principal tension without axial pre-stress. Okay, without axial pre-stress means there is no pre-stressing force, that P equal to 0, right? That is P equal to 0. P equal to 0. When pre-stress equal to 0, Fx equal to P by A will be equal to 0. Then Fy equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, this equation 1 becomes, therefore equation 1 becomes sigma max is equal to Fx plus Fy divided by 2, that is 0 plus 0 divided by 2 plus root of 0 minus 0 whole square plus 4 into tau v. How much it was? 1.04. 1.04 square. Sorry, sir.
class
Okay. So what is the answer? Sigma max is equal to so here yes. What is the answer? Root of 4 into 1.04 whole square. How much you will get?
2.0.
Huh?
2.0.
2.04.
08.
Here half I skipped, right? Half. So half if you do, I think you'll get 1.04 only. Am I right? 1.04 Newton per mm square. Correct? Similarly, if you find principal tension, sigma minimum is equal to 0 plus half of root of 4 into 1.04 whole square. Sorry, minus, no? Here minus. So sigma minimum will be equal to minus 1.04 Newton per mm square. Okay. So this is the principal tension without axial pressures. Okay. Now you can see when the pre-stressing force is not induced into the section, when pre-stressing is not done in the section, the principal tension developed is how much? Minus 1.04 Newton per mm square. When the pre-stress is induced into the section, when the member is pre-stressed, in that condition, this principal tension will reduce us to how much? 0.2. From 1.04 to 0.2 Newton per mm square, it will be reduced. Okay. Therefore, percentage reduction in the principal tension value will be how much? In that way, we can compare, right? We can compare the results. Hence, will I write? Hence, with axial pre-stress, hence with axial pre-stress, the principal tension is reduced by. So, what is the percentage of reduction in the pre-stress? It is reduced from 1.04 to 0.2. That percentage reduction of principal tension you need to find. So it will be 1.04 minus 0.2 divided by 1.04 into 100. Correct? Into 100. What is the reduction in the principal tension value? Be fast.
80.76.
Yes, 80.76%. Okay. So by providing pre-stressing or pre-stress into the section, we can reduce this pre-tension by an amount of 80.76%. That is the meaning. Okay. Any doubts in this problem? Okay, students. I'll move on to the next problem. Problem number 6, right? Okay, write the problem number 6. Take 2 minutes time. The screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Write the 6th problem and write the figure as well. Please mute the audio. Who's that? Jai Kirti. Over, students. Written or still writing?
Done, sir.
Okay. Problem number 6. Okay. A concrete beam having a rectangular section 150 mm wide and 300 mm deep is pre-stressed by a parabolic cable having an eccentricity of 100 mm at the center of the span and reducing to 0 at the support. Okay. For the same data, I have written the figure. It is having 100 mm eccentricity at the center of the span and 0 at the support. Okay. Cross section of the beam given is 150 by 300. Okay. The span of the beam is 8 meter. 8 meter is the span. The beam supports a live load of 2 kilonewton per meter. Okay, beam is subjected to a live load of 2 kilonewton per meter. Determine the effective force in the cable to balance the dead and live loads on the beam. Okay, this is the first question. Okay, what is that? We have to find the effective force in the cable to balance the dead load and live loads acting on the beam. The second question, estimate the principal stresses at the support section. After getting the pre-stressing force required to balance the dead load and the live load on the beam, then we need to find principal stresses at the support section. That is the question. Okay. So write all the given data first. B is equal to 150 mm, D is equal to 300 mm, eccentricity is 100 mm, length of the beam is 8 meter or 8000 millimeter, then live load is equal to 2 kilonewton per meter. Okay, it is asked to find the effective force in the cable, that is pre-stressing force, to balance dead and live load. P we need to find. Okay. Now first we'll find effective force required in the cable to balance the dead load and live load. Right. A. First question. Effective force P to balance dead load and live load. Dead load and live load. Okay. Now effective force to balance the dead load and live load is first you find the dead load. What is the dead load amount? You find live load is given in the problem itself. Dead load on the beam is equal to dead load on the beam is equal to the cross section is given 0.15 into 0.3, density is 24. So what is the dead load of the beam?
1.08.
Yes, 1.08 kilonewton per meter. Then live load on the beam is given already. Beam is equal to, it is given as 2 kilonewton per meter. So the total UDL acting on the beam is 3.08 kilonewton per meter. Okay, this is the total UDL. Now it is asked to find the pre-stressing force balance to balance the dead load and the lay load. Okay, so when it is required to find a pre-stressing force which can balance the effect of dead load and the lay load, whatever the moment caused by the pre-stressing force, okay, should be equal to the moment caused due to dead load and the lay load. Okay, whatever the moment acting from the dead load and the lay load, no, that moment should be equal to resisting moment of pre-stressing force. Okay, then only the pre-stressing force will be able to balance the dead load and the lay load. Okay, therefore we will utilize that particular condition for balancing. You write below, for balancing moment due to load should be equal to the moment which is acting by dead load and the lay load should be equal to moment which is resisting by pre-stressing force. That is moment due to pre-stressing force. Okay, so moment due to load is what? It is a simply supported beam acted upon by a force of 3.08 kilonewton per meter. It will be WL square by 8. Okay, moment due to load. Moment due to pre-stressing force. What is moment due to pre-stressing force? It is P into E, right? Pre-stressing force multiplied by eccentricity, force into distance, is moment due to pre-stressing force. So eccentricity is known, load acting on the beam is known, length of the beam is known. Substitute and you will get the eccentricity. Now the load acting on the beam is 3.08. If you convert this to Newton per mm, it will be 3.08 Newton per mm only, into L square, 8000 square divided by 8 is equal to P into eccentricity is 100. By this we will get the pre-stressing force required to balance the dead load and the lay load. Tell me the answer. This is 3.08 Newton per millimeter. How much you will get pre-stressing force?
246.4 kilonewton.
246.4 into 10 power 3 Newton. Therefore, P is equal to 246.4 kilonewton. Okay. So, to this first question is over. There is one more question. Estimate the principal stresses at the support section. Okay. So, as like previous problem, you have to find the principal stresses. Question B. To find principal stresses. Okay, write the formula, that is sigma max or sigma minimum is equal to fx plus fy divided by 2 plus or minus half of root of fx minus fy whole square plus 4 tau v square. Okay, you find one by one. First you find the fx equal to what? Horizontal stress is equal to P by A. Okay, effective pre-stressing force is known, 246.4 into 10 power 3 Newton. 246.4 into 10 power 3, area of cross section is 150 by 300. By this you will get fx value. How much?
5.47.
Is 5.47 Newton per mm square. Then Fy will be equal to 0. There is no vertical pre-stressing given. Therefore, Fy will be equal to 0 only. Then what else is needed? You need tau v, that is shear stress you need. Here you write to find tau v. We know that tau v is equal to Vu into Ay bar divided by
IB.
Ib. Okay. First you find Vu, that is shear force at the support section. Okay. You find shear force at the support section, which is equal to the sum of shear force due to the load and vertical component of pre-stressing force. Correct? I'll write the figure here. The total UDL acting on the beam is 3.08 kilonewton per meter. The length of the beam is 8 meter. VA, VB. Okay. Therefore, the vertical component of the pre-stressing force also you write. What is the vertical component? It is P sin theta. Okay. Therefore, the reaction at the support is the sum of reaction due to the loading and vertical component of the pre-stressing force. That is VA minus P sin theta is the shear force VU. Okay. You find the reaction first. Reaction is equal to VA is equal to VB is equal to WL by 2. 3.08 into 8 divided by 2. How much?
$12.32.
12.32 kilonewton. Okay. Now, for parabolic cable, sin theta is equal to what? What is the formula for parabolic cable? 4E by L, right? Where 4 into eccentricity 100 divided by L, length of the beam is 8000. What is the value of sin theta? Tell me.
.05.
0.05. Now you can find shear force at support section. Therefore, V is equal to VA, that is 12.32. 12.32 minus P sin theta. Minus P sin theta is equal to 12.32 minus P is 246.4. 246.4 into sin theta value is 0.05. So by this you will get Vu how much? What is the answer? Tell me. I think you will get 0. Correct?
0.
0, sir,
Yes.
0.
0. You are getting 0. 0 is the answer. See, if Vu becomes 0 in this formula, then the tau v becomes obviously 0. No need to find this moment of inertia and Ay bar. Directly put the answer as 0. Therefore, tau v equal to 0. Okay. No need to find it again. This Ay bar and moment of inertia, no need to find it. Okay. Therefore, now you can find sigma minimum. You find it? Substitute. I think everything is known. Tau v equal to 0. Only Fx is the known parameter here. Therefore, sigma max is equal to, therefore, sigma max is equal to Fx is, it is 5.47, 5.47 plus Fi is 0 divided by 2 plus half of root 5.47 minus 0 whole square plus 0.
3.56.
How much?
3.56.
3.46.
I see.
I think you'll get 5.47 because here 5.47 square and square root becomes 5.47. So 5.47 divided by 2 plus 5.47 divided by 2, it will become, I think you'll get 5.47 only. You check it once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
5.47 only, sir.
Yes. 5.47 Newton per mm square. And sigma minimum is equal to, this is compression, sigma minimum is equal to 5.47 plus 0 divided by 2 minus half of root 5.47 minus 0 whole square plus 0. You will get 0, I think now. Sigma minimum.
Yes, sir. 0. It's coming 0.
0. You will get 0. Okay. So this completes the problem. We have determined the pre-stressing force P required to balance both dead load and the lay load. Okay. After getting pre-stressing force, we determined the principal stresses, okay, using the formula. Okay, very simple problems. If you have got any doubts, you can ask. Okay. This completes problem number 6. Problem 7 will continue.